Let's talk about the most famous serial killer in history. Of course, you know who I'm talking to. It's Ted Bundy. His real name is actually Theodore Robert Cowell. He was born in Vermont home for unwed mothers on November 24, 1946. He was raised initially by his grandparents. He believed that his grandparents were his parents and that his mother was his elder sister. So when his mother married to Johnny Bundy in 1951, her son took his stepfather's name and was known thereafter as Ted Bundy. His stepfather's attempts to integrate the young Bundy into the family were rebuffed, and he became increasingly more isolated as 4 additional children were added to the Bundy family. Preferring his company despite his aloofness, he did well at school, and his natural good looks increased his popularity and improved his self-esteem. So basically, he's good looking, he's intelligent, he's smart, theorist type of guy. Well, in 1967, Wells, the student at the University of Washington, so he is 21 years old at the time, he was to meet the girl who was to have the most profound effect on his life, a fellow student Stephanie Brooks, who was from a wealthy family and with whom he fell deeply in love with, and she didn't reciprocate with as much passion. And however, when she graduated in 1968, she ended their relationship abruptly. His devastation was to have a major impact on his life, and it is the belief that the vast majority of his future victims were selected for their physical similarities to Brooks, who became a lifelong obsession. He dropped out of college for a while and found out about his true parentage, which must have been a significant psychological blow. However, as if to prove both Brooks and his family wrong, he threw himself into his studies with renewed vigor, becoming an honor student in his chosen field, psychology, a serial killer studying psychology. He also nurtured a keen interest in politics and became a charismatic Republican campaigner. Around the same time, he cultivated a new relationship that was to last 5 years with Meg Anders, a divorcee with a young daughter, but his obsession with Brooks continued. I believe he can't accept abandonment. He doesn't want to be abandoned. When he met up with Brooks again in 1973, she was amazed at the transformation in Bundy's fortunes, and they rekindled their romance with neither Brooks nor Andras knowing anything about the other, just as Brooks began to believe that the relationship might head to marriage. Bundy cut off all contact with her abruptly, much the same way as she had done to him 6 years previously. This revenge brought Bundy little comfort, however, and his rage was sublimated into a series of brutal attacks on women, who all shared Brooks' physical characteristics, by the way. So Bundy, this is the timeline of his killing spree. He was born on November 1946, and then his first recorded victim was January 74. He was 28 years old. And then the January 1974 second victim was March 1974, April 1974, May 1974, June 1974, June 1974, July 1974, July 1974, October of 1974, and then another in October, and November. Whole year, it's like he's killing every month. And then again in 1975, then he stopped for years and killed again in 1978. Oh, he was arrested on 75, first trial February 23rd, 1976, and then he was convicted on 1976, but he escaped. 1977, second arrest on February 15, 1978, second trial 1979, second conviction of 1979. So anyway, funny thing, he was not arrested due to what his main crime is, but because of speeding.